Hey guys, how are you doing? This is Rémi Métayer. Welcome back on my YouTube channel. Today I feel amazing. I feel fit, I feel fast. I don't know why. Wait, that's an e-bike. Don't worry guys, I'm not gonna turn into a Sam Pilgrim, but Sam, if you watch this video, I really enjoy what you do, so keep on going. Now the goal of this video is to take you on an e-bike ride, show you what those bikes are capable of doing, and on top of that, I'm gonna let you know what I think of them. Are they good, are they bad, and who are they for? So sit back and enjoy. So if you don't want to hear me talk about e-bikes, that's completely okay. You can just turn off the sound of this video, play your favorite Lady Gaga song and enjoy some riding down Squamish's best trails. So now if you want me to tell you what I think about e-bikes, I'm gonna go straight to the point. I think e-bikes are great. I really like mine and I'm gonna let you know why. So before anything, you have to know that riding an e-bike was not part of my contract with Cube. Obviously I'm sponsored by Cubes and I'm riding a Cube bike, but I had to negotiate that bike. I really wanted one and Cube didn't necessarily want me to ride one, so that's something important to consider in that video. Oh, and by the way, if you wonder, the trail I'm currently riding is called Value Added, and I've done a trail preview on it with a guy called Adam Price that you may know as a privateer on Pink Bike. So go and check it out. So I really like that lap that I'm currently riding because it basically has every single important component of a good enduro track. There's some rock faces, you got some off camber corner, some berms, some big compression, some small bumps. You basically got everything to set up the bike. And this was one of the first time I was using that new bike. So it's a Cube Hybrid 160, and I believe that if I can get the bike to perform correctly on this entire lap, most likely it's gonna be good basically everywhere that I ride. So I really enjoy it. And one of the things that I learned while setting up the bike is, even though I kind of had an idea before, I knew that suspension will feel different, I was not expecting that much of a difference. So on any bike, because of the weight of the bike, you have to set up your suspension totally different. I had to run way more high speed and way more low speed compression, also more air, just because of the weight of the bike. So that was a good learning curve. Oh, that's an interesting section actually. This one doesn't give me any trouble on a regular bike, but because of the weight of the e-bike, I kind of struggled a little bit to control the bike. But at the same time, the bottom, which is a bit chunky and a bit fast and loose, because of the weight of the bike, it was extremely stable and it felt really safe. That little uphill that I'm currently doing, I normally would not bother and I would just push my bike. But with the e-bike, with the e-mountain bike mod, it just actually became fun. So now on to Penthouse. Penthouse is known for a feature that's coming up in a few seconds. It's a very short trail, but it's pretty fun. I really enjoy it, and I actually learned some things that I had to change on the bike. So here you got a little drop coming up, and the landing is actually pretty rough. I actually bottomed out, and I only had at the time 2 volume spacer on the positive chamber. So following that, when I came back home, I added a volume spacer just to make the bike more progressive. So now we are on our way to Lava side. As you can see, this was early season, and so there is always some trees and some branches on the way, and I use my e-bike usually before riding the regular bike just to see in what shape is the trail and see if there is any maintenance required. So this is a little example of why I enjoy using my e-bike. I can just carry more easily like a saw or little tools to do a bit of trail maintenance and make sure the trails are in good conditions. And now onto Lavarside. Lavarside is one of the hardest trails of Squamish, and I really like. And for me, it's important to ride my e-bike down hard trails because I want to make sure that I can set up the bike correctly for basically any situation. So it's pretty steep, and yeah, it's an interesting place to make sure the bike works fine. So in the middle of the trail, you got that little climb coming up. And I'm not gonna lie, with the e-bike that was definitely much easier. It's a bit punchy, so having those extra watts definitely helped. So I love that section of trail. It's a really good exercise for braking control, line choices, and you really want to be smooth and get traction on your tires. So here I do that little drop, and after that it's pretty destroyed. And actually the weight of the e-bike allowed me to get, the bike basically more stable and get some more traction, so that was really good. Even on that slower technical bit, you can see I can move the bike fairly easily with the front brake, and I don't really feel the weight as a disadvantage, and it's nearly as fun as a regular bike to ride. On this section you're gonna see me slow down a lot. This was the first time this year I was riding the trail, and there is that those little rocks at the transition, and so I had to make sure everything was in place. So this is around the rock. It's actually a super fun trail, and that's one of the trails where I really enjoy the e-bike, because there's a couple of tiny punchy climbs where you just put a couple of pedal strokes, and having the pedal assist motor is definitely it just makes the trail a little bit more fun basically. So yeah, it's definitely fun. I think people have that misconception that e-bikes are for lazy people, but not at all. I think they're really for everybody, and I think they benefit basically any rider. Why? Because you spend more time riding your bike, so you can basically increase your riding experience, you increase your trail knowledge and your riding knowledge, so you just can become a better rider and faster. And we are back for a second lap. So this was Leaf of Absinthe, a trail that I never ride. I actually rode it uphill with the e-bike because during the COVID-19 BC Park was closed, and it was one of the way to access some of the slab trails. So once again, the e-bike allows me to discover new places, and this is a trail I normally would not ride, and I got to see that it was fun. So that's one of the things I enjoy about e-bikes. Also, one thing that's really important is that some people use it to get back to doing sport. If you had an injury, or if you had health issues, sometimes e-bikes can be a way to get back slowly into mountain biking. So that's something really cool about it. This is N Trail, by the way. Trail, I've done a trail preview lately. I normally hate the access to it. It's really hard to pedal, and with the e-bike it actually became fun. So now we are on the downhill of N Trail. We got that sketchy rock face at the start, and now we get into that little uphill section toward the top, and it's really hard to carry speed. I always struggle, but with the e-bike it was actually easier. And one thing is, I believe e-bikes can up your skill a little, because you get used to climb stuff with a bit more speed and a bit more momentum, and so when you get back to a regular bike you kind of have that experience of how it feels on the e-bike, so it allows you to basically be a bit more confident and become a bit of a better biker. Following the famous N Trail, we are now entering intestinal fortitude. Oh, and by the way, this is GoPro mounted on my chest. So let me know what you think. If you prefer the chest view, I'll probably do some more video of it later. So this trail is actually super fun. You kind of have to know it in order to get some flow. But yeah, once you've ridden it a couple of times, and you can really get some smooth line, you can really go fast on it, and I really enjoy it. So have a look. So I know a lot of you are concerned by the impact of e-bikes on trails. That's another story, but in my opinion, e-bikes do not damage more the trails. Usually actually ride your e-bikes more conservative than your regular bike. It's not a dirt bike either, so your rear wheel does not spin. But that's true, because you get to ride more, technically you create more wear on your local trails. So what's your point of view on that? How e-bikers should compensate trail association? Or should some trails be forbidden to e-bikes, like the trails that receive high traffic or that are fragile? So let me know in the comment below. And now on to in and out. So I've done that video of the nose manual. So if you know in and out, you've seen how steep is that rock face. But pretty funny, with the e-bike I managed to jump, slow down, turn around and basically pedal back up. That was really a cool experience. On in and out, at the top you got the option to ride the big rock face or do a little drop. The drop is actually pretty technical, but it's a good test of braking control, and I really wanted to see how the e-bike could slow down on it. So you come slow, pop, and then go hard on your brakes and hit that little compression to slow you down. And actually the e-bike did really well. It's definitely easier on a regular bike, but it was cool to do with the e-bike. And so in case you didn't know, in and out is not just a big rock face at the start, it actually turned into a super cool trail towards the bottom, so check it out. In terms of impact on the planet, because I have an e-bike, I always pedal from my place, and also I don't do as much shuttling as I used to. I can get quite a lot of riding time, downhill time, on the bike without needing to use my car, so that's definitely an important point of owning an e-bike, and that's something I really appreciate about them. And we are at the bottom of in and out. We got that little traverse. Then I'm gonna open my corner, and so I can set up for that little drop and back on the fire road. Now we're gonna head back to Guranga. That's a classic to finish our video, but something really funny happened. Check this out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's right, a couple having what looks like a pretty fun party on top of the trail. So what is the weirdest thing that you've seen on the trail? Let me know in the comment below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. See you on YouTube or see you on the trails.